Hello, everybody. This is Yvonne, and I am so happy to be here to chat with you. This is off the cuff, no notes, but it's going to inspire a bigger talk later. I am watching right now on TV the parent test. For all of you, I encourage you. I'm just on episode 1. And it inspired me to pause after the finish, the ending of the first episode to record this quick video. I want to do something a lot more thorough, but this message I'm going to separate. It's for daughters and sons. This part is going to be just for the daughters. For the daughters, actually for both. This part is for both. Respect your mother. You may not always agree with her. I'm having my own challenges. I'm sure you're not alone. Respect your mother. I may separate as I'm talking, so let's just say that this is for both until I say for boys and for girls. Okay? Or for men and ladies. If you are a female, a girl, understand the way that the world is going to be put to you by your mother is a direct reflection of what she went through. Pay attention. I was raised very strict a certain way. It was my way or the highway. But I learned a lot by what I saw, not what they told me to do. Understand that we do not know what our parents really go through inside. We don't. This is for everybody, boys and girls, men and women. We don't know what our mothers. It is very rare that a mother, even after, adulthood and you are an adult, that she will tell you all the things that she went through. Today I was having an interesting conversation about children. And now this is for boys. We're going to go back and forth. You do not know the love of a mother, and you never will. I'll explain. I was explaining to someone that when you are pregnant, you tend to fall in love with a little creature that you've never met. Like I remember babies being it until we knew it was a he. And I remember wondering when I was going to feel movement. Was that a movement or was that gas? Did I need to burp? Did I need to fart? Did I fart? It was a fart. No, it was a baby. And then you started feeling fluttering movements, like a little swimmer in there. Then you start feeling thumps and heavier thumps and bigger thumps. Then you start feeling little body parts moving. And I was explaining one occasion for my middle child where I remember, dang, this kid, man, he moved like literally from one side of the belly, he was bigger, to the other. And I'm like, oh my God. But I stayed because he needed to be comfortable. And I was like, holding on to like for dear life. But I did it because I loved him. And I had not even met him. And we mothers, not all, I've heard some that have issues, and that's okay. But the majority, we love our babies before we meet them. For women, understand the way, remember that I said the way that your mom treats you is a direct reflection of how she was treated. So there are two choices. There are two ways that it's going to go. It doesn't go anymore. One, she's going to do exactly to you as it was done to her because she's being a good mom, because that's what you're supposed to do. Or she is going to, actually there's three ways. Or she is going to do exactly the opposite of what her mother did to her, to you because she now is on the control seat and she is going to do what she feels is adequate. Or three, she could do a mix of both. I agree with this part and I don't agree with that, so we're not going to do that, but we're going to do this. Either way, your mother, this is for boys and girls, is trying to be an example. To the boys, she is trying to be an example of nurture, love, and just hearts all over. She's trying to be tough, or she's trying to be lenient, she's trying to be nurturing, she's trying to do all of these things that are expected of mothers. To some women, these motherly things are expectations that come naturally. For some, it's a little hard. Some take classes, some read books, some do it all, some detach, but most try their best to do their best. Of the mothers, now we're not even talking about you. The mothers are trying to do their best to be their best mother for you. Now, about boys, moms teach you how to treat your wife and how to treat your daughters and how to treat women. Also, fathers do that, but we're not talking about them right now. Daughters, your mother teaches you how to be a mother, how to be a future wife, how to be a woman. What I want you to know that if you even think about following the Orisha traditions and you despise your mother, how do you think Oshun Yemaya would feel about that? Well, yeah, really? You think that if you condemn your mom, you're going to be good, even as an adult? You have to understand that watching these parents on the parent test, I mean, I had already had the conversation that I had earlier, but I realized something. No matter what style you choose, you're trying to do your best for your little boys and your little girls. You would hear stories, but my father hit me so much, or I was hit, or I was beat, or they were so strict, and now I'm going to do whatever I want. And they go the opposite way. The parents do the best that they can. But mothers, we have an edge over men. We love our men, but they can't birth. Sorry. They do not understand what it feels to carry a child. Now, guess what, my dears? The world ain't about you no more. So if you a party girl and you get knocked up, guess what? It's not about you anymore. It's about that creature, that newly formed life that is inside of you. I recently had an interesting conversation with my oldest son, who will be 24 very, very soon. And he asked me several questions. I was very honest. We're adults now. And I said the truth. I did not want to have children. I did consider abortion with him. And I went through all the tests. And the last day, right before we were supposed to go into the surgery place to get it done, couldn't do it. Couldn't. I just couldn't. And I'm very gung-ho when I decide I'm going to do something. I couldn't. Because I made this life and I realized, and I was like, what, 21, 22? I think I was 21. I did this. I will deal with this. But what happened was that this became my lovely it, because I didn't know if it was a boy or girl, and I fell in love with this thing that did not even feel moved for a while. It was still too early. And I told him, you taught me several things. So this is to you, Delvan. You taught me how to be a mother and how to be responsible. Because I made that choice and I knew it was no longer about me. It was about this little boy. So I did the best that I could with what I had. I took classes, I read books. At this point, I was newer on the internet. I did the best that I could. The challenge is when we now grow up to be adults and we judge our parents, not knowing what they went through to get to that stage where they became your parent. So like I said, we're not going to talk about fathers. I'm going to talk about mothers. But the mother, no matter what, we have that ashe that all of you came out of one of us. No man can say that. No man. A mother would lay down her life for her child, no questions asked. Men would beat you to a pulp and they would not die or whatever other thing they're going to do. A woman, a mother, would do the impossible for her children. As people within our ATR traditions, keep in mind that if you think you're going to say, I worship Orisha, that's right. Oshun is my mother, Shango is my father, what is it, Oya, Yemaya, all of them. They all had something in common. Through all the Batakis, they had to respect mother. To you girls, don't judge your mothers so harshly if things did not go right. If things went to your liking, thank your lucky stars. If they did not go to your liking, understand your mother did what she thought best. She did what she could with what she had. She did her best to try to teach you to be a good wife, a good adult, a good person based on what she knew. To you sons, understand that what your mother goes through, she is trying her best to teach you what a good mother is, but most of all, how to treat your lady who will become a mother. I understand that we have girl, girl, boy, boy, but we're just going to say this because we're talking about children. So I don't want folks to get offended. I said this discussion is off the cuff. I'm inspired to do it because I think children, even when they grow up to be adults, or my best, teenagers or young adults where you think you know it all, you think you know it all. You don't. I revealed to my oldest son things that he was clueless about because to him, it was just fun and we were having a great time and all that stuff. He had no idea. And many fathers do the same, by the way. Parents do the best that they can. So sons, if you see your dad or stepdad hurt, talk down to, abuse, demean, degrade, talk bad about, all those things about your mother, you don't know what she has done for you, how she hurts, what she cries, nothing. And many times she will not tell you. But then you'll be upset when you get a reading and all kinds of things is messed up. Understand, she is your example of what to do or what not to do. But at the end of the day, that's your mother. There's only one. Somebody else, like your father's girlfriend, your new aunt, or whoever, or your make believe aunt, or your make believe best friend who becomes auntie this, she'll never be your mother. Not the person who carried you, loved you, who was watching out what to eat so that you could be okay, who was going to all those appointments, checking on this little creature so that you're okay. So that, you were not there when this mom was probably reading, what to expect when you're expecting and all those other books and videos and who knows? You have no idea. You have no idea if you've read different parenting styles. You've tried this, you've tried the other. Kids don't know. For girls, be patient. There is it's getting better, but there are differences in the parenting style. And when you include Orisha into the mix, now you do what I say because, this is it. So you're going to do this and we're going to get you warriors. And blah, blah, blah. Understand she's doing what she feels best for you based on her experience. Be patient when you're thinking of judging your mother. But I will tell you this. When you get to a certain age, if you are lucky, sit with your mother and ask her real questions about you, your birth, the pregnancy, things that you saw, things that you experienced. You might be surprised what your mother will tell you. Recently, I have heard stories of regular women. This is not regular women. These are super powerful superhero women. And some of them have passed, and to hear what they did to keep their family together after abuse, a beat down, broken bones, demeaning, all kinds of behavior. And the kids did not know, or they judged their mother later to find out how crazy that was. And now they're like, dang it, we can't treat, like I wish I would have been better, like with my girlfriend, with my wife, as these are now, men. And for girls, she's doing the best that she can. But at the end of the day, to all boys and all girls who are now turned into men and women, if you say that you follow Orisha, respect your mother, no matter what. If you say and you profess to the world that you truly follow Egun, your ancestors, understand that they also do not appreciate a mistreatment of mother. And when Egun get involved, it could get ugly. I'm just saying. I got stories, and I'm trying to keep my face straight because, oh boy. So I'm making this video. It was a lot longer than what I thought, but it's coming from the heart, from personal experience. People have shared some really intimate things about their mothers, especially after the Respect to Iya episode. It's insane. So to little boys and little girls who are now men and women, look inside. Do you really respect mother? Did your dad throw her out? Did your dad hit her? Did your dad raise his hand at her? Did he deny her something? Did he take away something that was important for her to live? Did he make fun of her? Did he praise her? Did he work with her? Did he do things that she liked to do? Did he applaud her? Did he encourage her when everything went to crap? Did he do things even though he disagreed? How did he deal with disagreements with her? Understand that your reactions by what you've seen is one thing. But if you follow any of these ATRs, mother is huge. You don't want to get into a debt with the ancestral mothers or the Orisha mothers, the elevated. You don't want to do that. But understand, this is not a video to threat anyone. I'm asking everyone who has their mother who's still alive to be patient. Even if you disagreed on how she raised you, she did the best that she could with what she had. And if you are going to be Orisha this, Egun this, Palero, whatever, you go against a mother, that's karma you do not wish to have. Ancestrally, spiritually, energetically. Understand, she's doing the best that she can for her children, no matter what a man or the girlfriend will say about said mother. Do your own, during your own time, talk to her. And if you need to pray to your eguns, just help you, do that. Because you don't want your mother to die and you will be ridden with guilt because you didn't hear this message or understand it in time. Don't do it. Or you don't want to be with the guilt if she passes before, while you were still trying to figure this out and you didn't want to do it. So, do you respect Ego? Do you respect Orisha? Remember your mothers.